Taking a look at the assignment last time, so we'll start with questions from that if there are any. I'm waiting. Don't tell me you guys all know how to do this perfectly. 15, sure. Come on, you piece of garbage. All right. 15. So when I take a look here, this is a division problem, but I'm going to want to start by factoring. So I notice in the numerator, this is a difference of 2 cubes. So my difference of 2 cubes factoring pattern is this. Oops. So that's just going to be x minus 1, x squared plus x plus 1. Down here, I noticed I have a greatest common factor of x, or 5x squared, excuse me. That leaves me with the x squared minus 2x minus 3, which is also factors. It factors to x minus 3, x plus 1. The x squared plus x plus 1 is not factorable. Notice that I'm flipping at the same time as I'm factoring. Is that okay? And then the 10x to the fourth, 10x to the third as the greatest common factor of 10x to the third, leaving me with an x plus 1. So now I'm going to look for things to reduce. Oops. I have the squared plus x plus 1. I have the 5 and the 10 can reduce. X cubed can reduce. And then the x plus 1 can reduce. So my new result in the numerator is I have an x minus 1, a 2, and an x. So I'm going to write it as 2x, x minus 1. And in the denominator, I have just the x minus 3 left. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah, okay. What else do you want to look at? Happy to do more. Reese? Number 7, you say?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. All right. So let's start factoring. So the first one factors to x minus 4, x plus 3. Multiplies to give me negative 12 and adds to give me negative 4. Then I have x plus 5, x minus 4, multiplying to give me negative 20, adding to give me 1. In the numerator, I have x plus 7, multiplying to 35 to give me 12. And the denominator, I have x multiplying to 21 and adding to give me 10. So far, so good? Okay, let's go crazy here. X plus 7s cancel. X plus 5s cancel. X plus 3s cancel. X minus 4s cancel. Everything leaving us just with 1. Oh. Those are my favorite ones where everything just kind of cancels out. So satisfying. Right? You had that big complicated looking thing, and it's just all 1. Reese, are you happy with what I did there? Okay. Cool. So far, so good. Anybody else happy to do more? It's not a terribly busy day for us, so we can afford to take some more time and look at some more of these if there's more questions. Well, Lily or Reese, you guys were kind of tied for first there. Who wants to go? 11? Sure. Land. So I'm going to factor and flip at the same time like I did in that previous problem. Okay, Reese? So the numerator is a difference of 2 squares, so x plus 3, x minus 3. The denominator is also different. And then I'm going to flip. So x squared minus 4x plus 4 is x minus 2 and x minus 2. And then x squared plus 6x plus 9. So when I reduce, I can take the x plus 3's and then the, x minus 2's. And that's it. So I'm left then with x minus 3, x minus 2 over x. Okay there? You're welcome. Lando, you're up.
Easy number 10.
10? Sure. So this one is just annoying because the factoring's a pain. So if I look at these, each polynomial has a greatest common, or has a leading coefficient that's not 1. And none of them have a greatest common factor to where I can like pull it out and make the leading coefficient 1. So we're going to be stuck kind of doing some of the long factorings on these. So the first one, the 6x squared minus 7x plus 10, minus 5, is I need 2 things that give me 6 times negative 5 or negative 30. And then also add to give me negative 7. If I think about that for a moment, negative 10 and positive 3 seem to fit the bill there. So I'll replace this negative 7x, and then I can factor by grouping. So from the first group, we can take out a 2x. And from the second group, there is no greatest common factor, but I can always take a 1 out. So that means that this is going to factor down to 3x minus 5 times 2x plus 1. Okay there? The denominator, the 4x squared, is a difference plus 1, 2x minus 1. And the 4x plus 3, well, that's... And then the 12x minus 11x, or 12x squared minus 11x minus 15. Well, 180 and 10 work, but when I add those, the best I can do is negative 8. So it has to be a number smaller than 10. So let's try 9 and 20. That'll work. So I do negative 20 and positive 9. 9 is 15. Make my 2 groups. Can take a 4x out of the first group, leaving with 3x minus 5. And can take a 3 minus 5. So I have 3x minus 5 times 4x plus 3. Go to reduce here. The 2x, the 4x plus 3's can reduce, and the 3x minus 5's can reduce. Remember, when I cross these out, they all become 1. So the numerator is just going to be 1 times 1 times 1, or 1. And the denominator is 1 times 2x minus 1 times 1 times 1, so just 2x minus 1. That's all she wrote. The hard part on that one was having to do that long factoring again. So having to go back and remember how to do that. Which again, we learned how to do in first semester. We may not be that good at it anymore, but I trust that you guys can go back and refresh your memory a little bit after doing it a couple of times and regain some competency there. What do you guys think? Lily? 14? Let's take a look. Do it. Do I want? I'm just playing, Lily. So I don't have enough work now that I worked on 15, so I'm just going to do it below here. Is it okay to you?
Yeah.
All right. So when I look at 14, very much like, what was it, 10 that we just did? Where I have all these crummy situations where I have to do the long factoring. So 15 squared plus 2x minus 8, I need negative 8, or negative 120, 2. Hopefully it's not too hard to see that 12 and negative 10 will. So 15x squared plus 12x. Is that okay, Lily? Make our two groups so I can take out a 3x. That's 5x plus 4. And take out a negative 2. That's 5x plus. So if I look at that, 9x squared minus 4, because it's a difference of 2 squares, 3x minus 2 and 3x plus 2. Okay with that, Lily? Okay. 2 more of these things, so we have to get 3 times negative 4, and then add to give negative 4. So 3x squared minus 6x plus 2x minus 4. Take a 3x out. And take a 2 minus 2x plus 2. And then our last piece multiplied to give us negative 20. And add to give us negative 1. That's negative 5 and positive 4. How's that? It's okay? All right. We put on questions here. We did a bunch, right? Again, I think hopefully the big takeaway is that the reducing part, or the multiplication part, or the division part is the easy part. The factoring is usually the part that we get hung up on. So if you remember back in chapter 4, I really hammered on how important these factoring skills were going to be. You're seeing it really throughout the entirety of second semester. Being able to solve a quadratic or factor a quadratic is going to be continuously a skill that we're going to rely on over and over and over again, which is why we spent so much time kind of working on that particular skill set first semester. Okay.